Hello everyone! Today I will tell you about the movie Virgin Territory.
We want what you gave them.
And we want it now.
The movie begins by showing a man painting in a church. He tells us that he has been making art most of his life, but his money is very poor. Because of this, he is going to ask the head of the church for money. When he comes to him, he realizes that he has died of an illness. Then it hits him. He can impersonate the head of the church and collect money from the villagers. Somewhere in another part of the country, Lorenzo tries to escape from the soldiers serving Gerbino. They manage to drive the guy into a dead end. The man asks Lorenzo to come down, but Lorenzo disarms two guards and escapes. He's in love with Pomponea like many, but he won't admit it. There is no richer girl in the whole town, yet she was not spoiled. But all this was before the plague that changed the lives of all people. Toward morning, Lorenzo is found by his friends, who say that Gerbino ambushed him at his house. They give him a horse and tell him to run as fast as he can. In the church, the woman Pomponea is mourning her dead parents, but she is distracted by Gerbino. He asks what she will do now. Pomponea replies that the Russian Count Dzerzhinsky will soon come to town and take her as his wife. Gerbino hints that her father took a lot of money from him, and after his death, all the property will pass into Gerbino's hands. But if she wants to save her house, she will have to marry him, after which he takes her hand and kisses it. All this time, Lorenzo has been running from Gerbino's men. He runs into a man who tells him that there is a church nearby that accepts blind and deaf gardeners. The man worked there, but he was unlucky and died. Their conversation is interrupted by guards and Lorenzo has to continue her escape. To hide from his pursuers, Lorenzo climbs a tree and waits out the soldiers. Just as they pass, a branch breaks. Lorenzo falls and loses consciousness. He is found in this state by the nuns. They take Lorenzo to the church, where they just need a gardener. The girls call him beautiful. The nun offers to undress the guy and make sure he has no fractures. Unable to bear it, the two nuns try to kiss the man. But Lorenzo wakes up and doesn't know what's going on. But he doesn't give any signs and just keeps silent. Suddenly, the head of the nuns enters the room. The women tell him that this guy is a deaf mute, which makes him perfect for a job as a gardener. They call him an angel who fell from heaven. The head nun asks him to help him clean up. A moment later, Lorenzo takes a bath. Behind him come the same nuns. They want the mute man, just so he can't tell them what they do to these men. Pomponea tells her friends that she's going to marry a Russian count. But there's just one problem. He won't be able to come to town anytime soon. She has to hide from Gerbino somehow. The monastery where Lorenzo works is perfect for this. Their conversation is noticed by Gerbino. He hints that it is very dangerous to run away from the city. Gerbino notices Lorenzo's friends and realizes that they are the ones who helped him escape. They will have to answer for Lorenzo's mistakes. However, the priest drives the bandits away. A day later, Pomponea tries on her new clothes and wonders, who is this guy? The nuns smile and say that he has only recently taken a job as a gardener. After a while, one of the nuns calls out to Lorenzo. Pomponea saw them and guessed what was going on here. Count Dzerzhinsky arrives in town. Gerbino tells him that Pomponea has decided to marry him. The count is angry but can't do anything and just leaves. But a man stops him in the street and asks him to come to Pomponea, who is waiting for him in another house. The count realizes that Gerbino is an evil man and offers to beat him up. But the messenger asks not to linger in the city. It is dangerous here. At this time, Lorenzo is having fun with his nuns as always. A new day is dawning. Pomponea and the two nuns carry hot water for Lorenzo. Pomponea insinuates that they are breaking the covenants, but the women ask not to worry because there is nothing terrible in it. In fact, Pomponea is just jealous of them. She immediately pours hot water on Lorenzo, showing that she has really started to fall in love with Lorenzo. A little later, the nuns take Lorenzo to the head of the church and close the door. As the king is about to meet with Pomponea, he is attacked by Gerbino's men. In this battle, all the count's attendants are killed, but the count himself is lucky to escape. Pomponea's feelings for Lorenzo only grow stronger, and she accidentally learns that he can speak. Then she comes to Lorenzo, and so that he does not know who has come to him, she closes his eyes. Then she kisses him and runs away. After a couple of days, Pomponea has to leave the church. She tells the head of the convent that Lorenzo is not dumb, but just pretends to be. To verify her words, the nun whispers to Lorenzo that they want to kill him, and he immediately wakes up. Because of this, Lorenzo is kicked out of the convent. Pampanea is passing nearby. He asks her to take him to the city. The girl does not hesitate long to agree. The king, in his desire to quench his thirst, accidentally bumps into a young woman. He tells her that he is going to marry Pampanea. The woman lies, calling herself Pampanea, because the count has never seen Pampanea. He believes her words. Meanwhile, Pampanea takes Lorenzo to her home. Lorenzo wants to flee the town so that Gerbino won't find him, but Pampanea offers to visit her, and the boy agrees. He tells her that he has fallen in love with the girl who blindfolded him, and he wants to marry her. Pampanea wonders how he will find her if he doesn't know her face, and offers to kiss any other girl, like her, and forget the nun. As soon as they are close to each other, Gerbino arrives at the house. The girl asks Lorenzo to run away, but Lorenzo challenges him to a duel. Gerbino tumbles Lorenzo into the fountain and gets off his horse. A fight begins, and Lorenzo loses quickly. Pampanea yells that if he hurts Lorenzo, she will not marry him. Gerbino, after not thinking much, decides to spare the man, but he is actually taken to the dungeon. Gerbino calls Lorenzo a dead man. A little later, Gerbino notices Pampanea looking at the bottom of the well. He asks her to be careful. He doesn't need her to die. The girl once again says that if Lorenzo kills, Gerbino will get nothing. He promises he won't kill Lorenzo. A couple days later, Gerbino sends people to find the head of the church. It is the exact man from the beginning of the movie. Pampanea tries to negotiate to delay the wedding as long as possible, and the man agrees for a large sum of money. The guards then take Lorenzo into the woods. He guesses that they want to kill him and knocks out the guards. Suddenly, the count passes by him heading for the house of Pampanea. The wedding begins, but the man remembers the contract. He doesn't like that Gerbino didn't wash before the wedding and didn't clean his nails, which causes him to postpone the wedding indefinitely. This infuriates Gerbino, and he orders the wedding to go ahead, but they are interrupted by Count Dzerzhinsky, who wants to kill Gerbino. He says Dzerzhinsky is too late. Pompinia is now his wife, and this house belongs to him. Dzerzhinsky doesn't see this as a problem. When Gerbino dies, she will be a widow. Lorenzo also comes to the rescue. There are too many bandits, but the duo manages to neutralize them all. It remains to decide who should kill Gerbino. In this, they will be helped by a coin. The coin picks Lorenzo. He easily defeats Gerbino and suggests that he jump into the well, but it was too deep, and Gerbino dies. The man tells Pompinia that he is not a real priest, so the marriage is considered invalid. After that, Pampanea approaches, who no longer wants to marry the count because she has fallen in love with Lorenzo. The count is not frightened by this, as he likes the woman from the lake. Pampanea proposes to Lorenzo to marry her, but he refuses as he wants to find the woman who blindfolded him and kissed him. Pampanea asks him to kiss her. After that, Lorenzo does realize who stands before him. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your comment. See you very soon. Bye.